Hi everyone, this is CaptainAde. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to start a Let's Play on a game that wasn't very well received when it first came out, but I enjoy it nonetheless, and I hope you enjoy watching it. Port Royale 3, and what I'm planning on doing is just going through the campaign. There are two options that you can choose from: being a trader, so working your way up within the country to win over favour, or an adventurer, which is in no way, well, it's a pirate. It's a pirate. You're essentially adventuring around, introducing adventure to people and their cargo, and taking it with you. And it's an adventure for you. I'm pretty sure it's not an adventure for the people that end up on the wrong end of your sword. But for this playthrough, I'm going to play as a trader. So let's get that set up and running. I am Aid. I could be CaptainAde, but you do work your way up through ranks in this game. So I don't want to end up as CaptainAde. That would be daft. And for a time, I'm going to be, a rear admiral. No laughing at the back. Introduction. I don't need that. I don't have a say on that. Oh, okay. Right. Oh, that's nice. And the flag, very nice. I'm liking this. I should stand out in the game on that one.
Our story begins in June of 1561.
Here we go.
In the bustling city of Cadiz on Spain's Atlantic coast. It is from here that many set out to brave the challenges of a new world. For it is said that beyond the Atlantic, fame and fortune awaits the fearless and the brave. It is this hope which one day leads a young man to embark on a long journey.
I think I'm the one on the left. I hope I'm the one on the left.
As the most powerful enemy, fate. And so it comes to pass that the ship is beset by a terrible storm, but a few days' journey from the New World.
Oh dear.
The storm damages the ship severely,
yep.
And a huge wave sweeps the young man overboard. The next morning, he awakes, senses befuddled, and all hope gone. But this time, fate proves gracious, for the accident took place on the busy trade route between St. Augustine and Port Royal. And so the young man, clinging to life with the last remains of his strength, is rescued by a Spanish merchant ship. Delighted that they were able to rescue a fellow countryman. The ship's sailors listen avidly to news from the home they have not seen in so long. An elderly passenger mingles with the sailors, and his eyes light up when he hears of the young man's origins, for he too is from Cadiz.
What are the chances?
His name is Pedro de Vega, and he is the Spanish Viceroy's commercial attaché. It is at his side that the young man enters the new world, breathing deeply of its heady scent. Here, his dream of a better life will be fulfilled. Of that, he is sure, and his newfound friend promises to help him along.
Right then, that is a nice introduction to the story. Bit long-winded, but
once again, allow me to welcome you to Port Royale.
No. So here we are. Let's reduce the speed down a second. So this is our base of operations, Port Royal, however you want to pronounce it, and this is the playable area. Now, you'll notice there's flags in the seas here, and that's basically a representation of the force that is in that area. And that'll change from time to time, but it'll largely stay the same so long as the islands, the towns around the islands remain occupied by that country. There are a lot down here that you can't see. And that's because we need to go exploring, and that's the first thing I'm going to do, really. So I'm going to send myself off down here, and let's kick it up to speed 5. Thanks to the colour of my flag, I do stand out quite a bit. Let's go discovering some towns. Eventually we'll be entering all of these and trading away with them, which is the mainstay. Let's just speed it up a bit further. Gibraltar, yep, not that one. Let's move further. Actually, I think we're missing. There we go. And each of these towns will produce a commodity or series of commodities. So if I have a look at that, say, this town produces sugar, wheat, hemp, tools, and that one, a type of fruit whose name evades me. And this town will, obviously, in order to make the tools, it needs metal. So you'll need to trade metal with another town. The sugar can be used in rum, so you trade that with a town that makes rum. And that is largely what this side of the game is about in order to make your money. There is more to it in terms of conquering the world, or at least the Caribbean, which can be done through fair means or foul. Which we'll have to see how the mood takes me, if I'm honest. And there are pirates, which the pirate combat is a little loose. It's not the best, but you can automate the fights, and that's largely the best way to go about it. When you get into ship on ship combat, it's not as advanced as, say, Sid Meier's Pirates, for example. That's got quite a nice game mechanic. This is rather simplistic. So, very busy discovering all of the towns that there are to discover. The one in there? There is. Tampico? I don't know. You will find that I pronounce everything wrong. If there is at all a way that I could potentially pronounce something wrong, I'll find a way to do it. And that's not intentional, that's just me being an idiot. So I hope no one takes it personally. Oh dear, if anyone is from any of these places, please try and find a way to let me know that I am pronouncing it very, very wrong. So I think we've found everything that there is to find. So let's head into Port Royale itself. Knock the speed back down, and yeah. So this is the.
Our houses are always open for business.
Thank you. This is the town screen, and from here, this is where you manage each of the town. Within time, we can build our own structures, our own residences, our own factories and farms, and from that, eventually we can build up a town even further, putting in things like a school and a church, and improving the town and attracting more people to it. This does all matter largely with your standing with A, the nation that owns the town, and B, the people within the town, your prosperity, I think it's called. But you trade in order to get that up. So you give them supplies that they haven't got, and they like you for it. It's a simple system. So within the town, we have the harbour master, where you manage the ships within your fleet. You have the dock, where you buy and sell goods. Shipyard, fairly obvious for buying and repairing ships. Tavern is where you get missions. So you can see there's one now. If I click on that.
I know all the tricks when it comes to repairing ships.
So for 4,000 gold, this man will ship's boy. Well, that's a little offensive, isn't it? I am currently the rank of a ship's boy. I don't think that's an actual rank. It's certainly not one that I've heard of, but that's where I am. But he will, for the price of 4,000 gold, he will teach me how to repair my ship better, so that I don't get worn down so much when I'm at sea, which is something that happens. However, I need the money at the moment, so I'm not going to do that. This is my warehouse in particular, and one thing I am going to do is hire a steward. Now, this is basically an AI way of looking after this for me, and I'm going to turn on these three options, and I'll tell you what they are. So it will sell goods if the price of the good in this town is 120% the normal selling price for that good. So if I've got a load of wood in my warehouse and the price in this town is 20% more than what it should be, I'll allow the steward to sell those goods to the main dock and make me money, basically. Similarly, with commodities, although I'm going to drop that down to 90%, what I'm saying here is if a commodity ever gets down to 90%, then buy it, and I'll hold on to it until the price goes up again, and then I can sell it and make money. Basic trading. The keep raw materials, so things like tools, wood, and adobe bricks, keep hold of those for 20 days. And what I'm saying there is that I may want to build in my town myself, and I keep a hold of those materials so that I have preferential treatment, so that when I need to build something, I can build it straight away. But after 20 days, if I still have it, then you're allowed to sell it. So those are the commodities I've set, the rules that I've set. Sorry, for my steward. He gives you up-to-date information. There's a balance.
You should provide more housing.
Yes, that's something that we'll get to. Getting ahead of yourself, you little man, you thing. And obviously that is what you have in the warehouse, which at the current is nothing. So, let's have a look at what we can do. I can't buy any ships because I haven't got any money. What I can do, and what I think I will do, is buy some resources and start trading. So what we have here is, this is how much the town has. Or rather, this is how much the town has, and that's how much it represents what they need. One bar is a pretty standard thing. They're happy with that. And the amount that these bars fill up, I just realised we have music on, which should not be the case, and isn't the case. How does that work then? Or is that just because we are in the... Oh, no, there we go. Fantastic. Brand new game, and it doesn't remember any of your settings. So yes, in the dock. The more this fills up, the lower the price gets. And this is the price you will pay if you buy or sell it. Now, what you want to be doing is buying things that have 2 or more tabs, going down to just 1 bar, sorry, not tab. And these are usually things that is made by the town. And what you want to be doing is selling them things that they don't have. So buy a little goods, not much. That is really not a great deal at all. So let's go to Cayman, seeing as they need metal. That's what that symbol says there. And if you right click on a town when you're in the map mode, you don't even need to go in to sell. So I can sell. I'll buy some more of them because they don't need them, so there's no point selling them to them. And I'll sell them a little bit of rum, enough to make them happy. Buy some bananas. Buy a lot of sugar. And buy some hemp.
Now that you know how to transport goods between cities, you can do me a favor. Please send your convoy to Port-au-Prince and buy 100 barrels of sugar. We need this sugar here.
Port-au-Prince. Let's go over that way then. 100 barrels of sugar. You don't have 100 barrels of sugar. But whilst I'm here, why not make a bit of money, eh? Let's buy those. Buy some tools. You don't need the rum, so I'm not going to bother selling it to you. Let's go over to Santiago. Sell them the bananas. Oh, no, 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 no. Silly. We need the sugar for our mission. We'll buy a bit of hemp, a bit of cotton, more tools, why not? More cigars, why not? Ah, here, just noticed this. It's not that one. There is a pirate in this area. Now, I'm going to steer clear of pirates for the moment because my ship is not very well catered for. In fact, if I max that out, this is where you choose the fighting vessels for your ship. 17 firepower, not very good. You look there, that ship's got 85, and they go up from there. Seems to be about average for a convoy. So I'm not going to engage the pirates just yet. I'm going to do the very brave thing of running away. Sell some of that, sell some of that. I'll buy a little more rum. Now I am chancing fate by sailing in an area where I know there is a pirate, but... Oh, hello, you've got a lot of sugar. You want a bit of iron? Never going to sell these cigars in this area because this is where we make them.
Good. Now
There we
you
go.
know how to earn gold through trading. No matter which path you follow later, never forget that you must keep an eye on prices. Don't worry, you will find that it soon becomes very easy.
Right, so looks like we've just got to spend a bit of time making some money. So what I'm going to go, I'm going to sail down to, what's that one called? Cartagena. I did do Spanish in high school, but I'll be damned if any of it stayed in my head. We'll buy some of these things. Aha, they want cigars. And we'll take meat. You don't really want the rum. I mean, you want the rum, but you don't need the rum. Just knock it down a touch on the speed. Sugar, yeah. Oh, wow, you've got it. Look at that, all the sugar, and then, there we go. Same for a bit of hemp. Take some more, is that coffee? Is that as much as I can buy? Oh no, my ship is full, of course. Well, what we'll do then, we'll send back to Port Royale and see what we can sell. Port Royale will eat sugar like you wouldn't believe because they're a rum producing town. Therefore, they are always going to need sugar and lots of it. You see, they make rum. That little cog there means that they make it. So they will always need a steady supply of sugar, and it's something that you can look at later on when you are setting up automated convoy routes, which is a fantastic way to make some money. There we go. Sell them some of the rum. And we'll buy bread. Port Royale might need the bread, but I'm going to try and sell some of this rum, so we'll go over here. Linen, yeah, I'll take that. Take that. Take that. Sell them the cigars. Sell them some of the bread. And one thing Ah, hello. Rank up. So I'm now a seafarer, and they've given me a lovely bowl of what looks like either jewels or fruit. Bit weird. One thing I have just noticed though, this little chap here. He has been cast overboard and I say cast overboard, swept overboard, much like we were at the start of the story. So I'm going to go over to him, and he is from Andros. So if I go to Andros, which I have no idea where it is, but I have found all the towns, so I should be able to find it fairly quickly, he says, with no conviction whatsoever. There it is. So if I send him back to here, I get a nice reward.
That's done. Now we come to ships and convoys. Here you have to remember, single ships have no crews and therefore cannot be sent out. To use a ship, you must either convert it into a convoy or add it to an existing convoy.
Thank you. As I was saying, we drop this guy off here. There you go, 2,000 gold coin. Not a fantastic amount. Later on in the game you get a lot more. But at this stage, 2,000 is a fair bit of money for me. And whilst I'm here, let's do some trading. Rope, that's something that you don't see made everywhere. We'll take cotton. And we'll take some wheat as well. Excellent. Oh, and another rank up. What are you going to give me? A vase! A shiny vase. It's been on my Christmas list for a while, that one. I've always wanted a shiny vase. Right, so there we go. We're back in Port Royale. And what I'm going to do with these goods now, because I have a steward in my warehouse, what I'm going to do here is, instead of selling these goods, I can put them into my warehouse. And what this will do is, it'll just transfer the sales process over to the steward, and he'll sell them as and when he knows to make a bit more money. What was the task that we've got? I know. Okay, right. Okay. So still a bit of tutorial work. I have a new vessel, which is this one here. So what I can do is go to the harbour master, add that one to my current convoy, which is called the Santa Maria.
Good. But now for something completely different. Elena, the daughter of the Spanish viceroy,
Oh,
has a
hello.
diplomatic mission to New Orleans. The tensions between France and Spain require that she travel as inconspicuously as possible.
Right. So the viceroy's daughter has boarded our ship, and we need to take her to New Orleans to kind of solve a bit of a dispute that's going on. And whilst we're there, we might as well buy and sell a few things. So New Orleans is up here. Let's send Elena on her way, and she will figure heavily in this game from now on.
It sounded like a simple, easy trip to New Orleans, conducting a young woman to a diplomatic meeting. Yet, she does not like the fact that she has to travel with commoners to remain undetected. And she is also unhappy as she suspects the real reason for her meeting with the French viceroy is simply a chance for him to present his son. The young captain notices her anger and tries to cheer her up, at first in vain, but eventually she laughs, and her radiant eyes burn themselves into his soul. But then she thinks of her mission, and the fact that it is unseemly for a woman of her station to give a common sailor any more attention than is absolutely
Common sailor.
And yet, that moment is all it takes for a young man to fall in love with a young woman.
Excellent.
There we go.
Discovered a new city, and Elena arrived safely in New Orleans. We can only hope that her mission is successful and that relations between France and Spain soon improve. She will stay a while before returning home later with another convoy. Well, you've learned the basics.
A young man tormented by the thought of Elena being forever out of his reach. Even if their paths were to cross again at some point, why should she give him more than a passing glance? After all, he is just a nobody. His chain of thought is interrupted by an
Just a
excited discussion
nobody.
between two captains at the next table. The Viceroy is looking for an aide for his commercial attaché, Pedro de Vega, to further promote the prosperity and wealth of the Spanish cities and the colonies. It must be fate. If he held the post of aide, he could prove himself to Elena. But it will not be easy to convince the Viceroy. He painstakingly prepares himself for a perfect audience.
There she is again.
With his friend's help, he is granted an audience. At first, the Viceroy pays him but little attention, and Elena finds it impudent of this young captain to consider himself capable of such a responsible position. But Pedro de Vega's persuasive arguments lead the Viceroy to take a closer look. He sees the determination burning in the young man's eyes. Finally, he nods.
There we go.
My congratulations. You've actually managed to convince the Viceroy. He has asked me to help you over the next...
Yes. So I need to increase my wealth to 200,000 and the amount of cargo that I can carry to 400. See if we can. We can. Excellent. So I'm going to buy one of these, which is a nice ship to have, and then we're going to make it into a... Oh, there we go, sorry. Pressing all the wrong buttons. The Orange. This is a new convoy, and what I'm going to do with this one, for a start, get it populated with people, so that it's a little stronger, should it run into trouble, but it's still pretty weak, so we're not going to do too much with it. It's not going to go very long distance. What this one's going to do, I'm going to set up an automated trade route, which I think is a little bit further down the game than the game wants us to be, but I don't care, because it's a good way to make money. Something like that. Nice, simple little route, and I'm going to set it for profit. There's very little difference between prosperity and profit. One gives you money, one gives you standing with the people in the towns. However, in order to get standing with people in the towns, you sell them things, which means you make money, and vice versa. So those two are very similar. There is an empty warehouse option, so if you are making things in one of these towns, you could empty all of the goods into one central, or rather empty the warehouse completely and just take it on. Procure raw materials. Fairly straightforward there. You buy up all the raw materials in each town and dump them to a single warehouse. Sell and supply. Yeah, it's largely the same as procuring materials and emptying warehouses. Obtaining building materials. Sorry, that is the one that you get the woods and the bricks. Raw materials is things like sugar, hemp, the wood can be used as a building material. Anything where it's used on metal, for example, is used in tools. Sugar for the rum, the raw goods, and distribute and centralize. Those are opposites. Distribute takes from a single warehouse and spreads out. Centralized does the opposite. So I'm going to stick with, I mean, you can set your own strategy, which is convoluted and complex. I'm going to go for profit because I'm greedy, and that's what I'm going to do. Where is my... This is the... Oh, I need to activate the route, don't I? Of course. So, where is... There you are. There's Santa Maria. Right then. one thing I will do is make sure we've got enough people on there. See, that's just increased our firepower a little bit more. And what we need to do is to make money. Really, at this point, we need to prove that we are capable of making some money. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a cut in here, and hopefully you're enjoying what you've seen so far. Hopefully it makes sense. If you have any feedback, any comments at all, please leave them in the comments below, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next episode. Thank you very much.